Hello everybody, my name is CoreyAction. This is going to be a discussion and overview of The Flash Season 6 Episode 4. I just had to search it up real quick. I just got to finish reacting to it. Well, not reacting, but I just got to finish watching it, and I must say, what an episode. Honestly, I said in the last episode, briefly, shortly after I reacted to it, that is, if you wanted to watch my reaction to it, you can just scroll down my channel and just search for it. It's like the recent one. I was saying how, because I watched the promo for the 4th episode of The Flash, I said that things wasn't going to be interesting, but man, I was so wrong, because a lot of things happened in The Flash in this episode. So episode 4 was very interesting. So pretty much, give me a second, because I have something in my pocket and it's making me feel very uncomfortable. I don't like that. And I also don't like how the lighting is very dull. Let me fix that real quick, but I'll keep on talking. I like it how oh, never mind. Oh, there it is. That's a sweet spot. My voice feels weird for some reason. It just feels weird. But anyways, let's talk about the episode. That's what I'm doing. So before I begin, if you haven't done so already, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if there's any videos you would like for me to react to, just comment down below with the link to the video. Now, a lot of you guys are probably wondering, where's your reaction to the 4th episode, The Flash? Well, I'm not going to do any more reactions to The Flash, and here's my reason. I don't get no recognition. I don't get no one comments down below and say how they appreciate my reaction, or talk about my reaction, or even talk about the episode for that matter. So I'm not going to react to The Flash. I'm not going to react to Black Lightning, and I'm not going to react to Arrow. Now, the only thing I most likely will react to is the crossover that's going to happen 2 months from now. That would be the only thing that I will react to. But other than that, no, I'm not going to make any reaction. I just feel like that's just a waste of time. I mean, yeah, I can use that time to react and watch and react to the episode. But then I said, what's the point of me even reacting to the episode if no one is even going to watch? Because let me also remind you that they are going to have to click the link in the description box if they want to watch the full reaction. Despite my reaction is free, it's not Patreon to where you got to put $1 in or some sort of amount of money just for you to watch a video. Seriously? Come on now. No offense to those who uses Patreon. I know that there's much more benefits than just spending $1 or spending money just to watch someone's content. Although I strongly feel like it should be free to watch one's content. So I made it beneficial for everyone in case they want to watch my full reaction, because I can't put my full reaction on YouTube. You already know that I would never get an end of it from the YouTube, and it's copyright. But this is supposed to be a review and a discussion, so I apologize for venting along. But I just want to let you know as the audience that I'm no longer going to make any reactions to The Flash, Arrow, any CW show, in fact. Because you know something, I remember last year I was just making discussion about the episode that I reacted to. Remember that? Remember that good time? So that's just how the cookie crumbles there. But anyways, let's talk about the episode. The episode, I thought this episode wasn't going to talk about Crisis, but it did. It talked about the Crisis, and Barry's trying to build everyone up in a way so that they can be prepared for the Crisis and what takes place after Crisis. Because after Crisis, Barry is no longer going to be there. So someone's going to have to step it up, and someone's going to have to lead the team and be a leader. Someone is going to have to take ownership, and Barry chose Cisco. I was getting ready to say Oliver because my mind is ready to watch the next episode of Arrow, which I haven't watched yet, clearly because the review is not out. But I like the idea that Barry chose Cisco, and if it wasn't obvious already, in the back of my mind I thought it was going to be Iris, but I said, well, then again, I really thought that it would be Iris, because guess what? Between season 3 and season 4, between that time skip, Iris has been the leader for Team Flash. But I know now that she is busy ever since season 5, season 6. She's had a job back. She's working now and stuff like that, so she can't really take that time necessarily to do all of that. She has someone that's looking up to her because she's a reporter. What's her name? I was gonna say Grace, but that's not her name. They saved her last They saved her 2 episodes ago. In fact, I forgot her name, but she was in prison for 5 years. It'll probably pop up in my mind later on. If not, someone will say it. But anyways, yeah. As much as I prefer, or as much as I knew from the top of my head that Arias would be a good candidate, I don't see why not. I don't see why Cisco wouldn't be fit to be the leader of Team Flash. But then during this episode, now you can start to see why, because during this episode, he doesn't want to lose his best friend. Barry is his best friend, despite them having their differences. Remember in season 3 when Barry created Flashpoint and Dante, Cisco's brother, died and such forth? Yeah, that literally made a huge tear of the Team Flash. So like, yeah, but despite all of that, they was able to, do all of that X, Y, and Z, and Cisco, he pretended that there was some sort of alarm going on as he tried to hack into this refrigerator that was below 15 degrees, below, well, it's not even below 0 degrees, negative 15 degrees Celsius. So he was trying to do that to distract HR, well, just Wells from I forgot which Earth Wells is from, and I forgot its agenda. I forgot what Wells is supposed to do, but I guess this whole time he was just following the monitor, because at the end of the episode, we saw what was gonna happen. We saw he was digging, then we just get that flash symbol. Iris and Ralph, Ralph, he wasn't taking the crisis easy as well. Everybody's slacking. I don't mean to say everybody, because that's just me generalizing that everybody is everybody. Everybody's on this on Ralph. Some people, I feel like, well, I can't even go as far as some people, because I never even watched the review. I immediately recorded after I finished watching The Flash, so I can't really go ahead saying everybody. But I'm hoping that nobody, or at least a few people, or some, or most, don't cut Ralph some slack, because everybody feel like Ralph is not an important character, so why does he have to feel some type of way for Crisis? Barry and Ralph has been through a lot since season 4. Like, literally, season 4 was Ralph's debut. Ralph appeared in season 4. Barry and Ralph never seen eye to eye. It wasn't until later on when Barry revealed to Ralph that he has powers, that he's the Flash. So let me just remind you guys as well, before you guys be like, well, Ralph is irrelevant. No. If it wasn't for Ralph, there's a few problems that would have been solved if it wasn't for Ralph. So really, you guys really should cut him some slack, is what I'm saying. So Ralph is important. He plays an important role of the Flash, even though some of you guys may not feel that way, but he does. When the writers are no longer lazy, not to say that they are lazy, but sometimes I feel like there's particular scenes that they are lazy at. I can't really specify which one. I would have to watch a specific episode or a particular episode for me to point that out right there. Because there's some episodes. Let's just be honest. There's some episodes where the writers could have put a little more feeling towards it. But no, lazy writing, of course. But maybe it's not lazy writing. Perhaps that was just a plot this whole time. But so we was able to get to see that. And something else. So we was able to see what's his name? Ramsey. So we saw him quite a few times. So now he's up to the point where he will break his own code, or break the code that he was once following. Do no harm to others. I saw that label too. I wasn't able to pause it and read it for that. I wasn't really interested, but they definitely highlighted, and it said, according to this scroll that he was following, do no harm, man. He did more harm than good. He in fact killed. So that's something. So it just comes to show this. It just comes to show that these are the things that people would do in their desperate times. Like, you don't know what a person would do. They have nothing to lose. They can do anything. Like, if a person is dying, pretty much they'll do anything, whatever it takes, to either prevent that from happening, or live while they still can, do what they can while they're still living. It's like a bucket list. And in this case, I guess you can say that Ramsey bucket list is to gather as much blood, look for a blood that matches, looking for a blood that matches what he's looking for, because he's trying to look for a particular blood so that he could live longer, so that he can live, so that he can get rid of this cancer that he has, the same cancer that killed his mother too. I thought that I was getting this feeling that he said he had to kill the Flash, and I was like, well, kill the Flash. Well, the Flash is already dying as it is. And speaking of which, I'm pretty sure I touched on this, but I'll say this again in case somebody listens to it, or in case somebody hears it. They say that the Flash needs to die. They didn't say Barry needs to die. The Monitor made it very clear that the Flash, which is Barry, needed to die. But Barry, so they didn't say anything about, Barry needs to die. They just said the Flash. And Barry is the Flash. But that doesn't mean that Barry has to die. But who knows? Most likely he will. We don't know what's going to happen in Crisis. We just get this idea that the Flash is going to die to save billions. That's all we know. The Flash is going to die so that he can save. He's pretty much the Ramsey. He's just pretty much like Jesus Christ in a way, not to get religious. But yeah, that's that. I'm about to sneeze. Give me a second. Excuse me, I just had to sneeze real quick because allergies, man. I could just go on and on about the amount of times I had to sneeze per day. Every day, ever since the beginning of September, I've been sneezing. Well, October, really. I've been sneezing my butt off, but that's besides the point. So you probably saw me doing this a lot of times if I didn't cut that out. But, yeah. All in all, this was a good episode. I actually pretty much enjoyed that. I wasn't to the point where I was on the edge of my seat, but I actually did enjoy the episode. It was quite interesting, especially when we was able to get that Killer Frost and the Flash standoff with Ramsey at the end. And I thought that we was going to get that iconic moment where the Flash was going to unmask himself to be Barry, give him that motivating speech of not doing what he may regret. But in this case, even if he did do it, just to stop him from doing something that he may regret, Ramsey, being that he has nothing else to lose, what regrets would he have? I guess we wouldn't have to find out soon enough. So that's that. Honestly, something. Here's something that I felt, and the reason why they didn't do it that way is simply because of plot. If they would have done it that way, then that would have been it, and that would have been boring. Although we would be able to see the true powers of the Flash. Consider that he's supposed to be Flash, faster than eye can see, faster than lightning, or fast as lightning. Here's what I was gonna say. I at one point thought that it would be a good idea. Consider that Barry holds the title of being the fastest man alive. The Flash, same person. I wasn't completely wrong. Let me get to the point because I'm talking too much. Wouldn't it be a little bit better if Barry, the Flash, while Ramsey is monologuing and talking on and on about how I have to do this, and I picked this particular person to kill because he failed to create a cure to save my life, let alone my mother's. Barry should have used that time to use Flash time or some sort of slow down time, knock out Ramsey, and save that doctor's life. That doctor didn't really play any significant role other than early in the episode. He recognized Ramsey and such forth. But as far as that goes, he didn't really play anything. I know all the people that he killed, they have families, so that's gonna sting a little bit. Not to us as an audience, really, but So I thought it would have been good for just Flash to just, But the question is, but then when you think about it, not to overthink things now, but to think about it, the question now is Ramsey reaction time is it that superb? If Ramsey reaction time is that good, then it would have been too late. Because his hand was already on the doctor's throat or neck or wherever he was touching at the moment. It was already there. So So, but for the Flash to move that quickly, it was too sudden. I mean, yeah, he could have, but like I said, it's all about Ramsey reaction time. If his eyes see that he moved just now, he would have instantly, injected it, and then it most likely would have been the Flash fault. But then this one is on Ramsey because this is the decision that he chose. He chose to be this big bad dude because he's desperate. He's trying to save his own life. He's not trying to go out the way his mother did, not gave up on pretty much. And then now we get to see a full understanding of this for unless the plot gets thicker, But we was able to understand why the mother didn't try. Dark matter again with this dark matter. Even before, I don't know what year has been, or I'm taking that it took place in 2019 when the mother died. Of course, it's not going to show her actually dying, but we get the point that she died. We get that part. But the reason why she didn't want to take the cure first and foremost was because the ingredient that could potentially save her life was dark matter, and she don't want nothing to do with that. So it's kind of sad that we have one of the best scientists, the smartest, one of the best scientists out there in the Flash world in Earth 1 happen to be some sort of psychopath just to what? Save his own life. And they keep on putting this message out there. You can't save everyone, but try to save someone. They keep on putting this message out there. And that was a test run with Cisco, because Barry was trying to help Cisco to see that you may not be able to save everybody's life, but the least thing you can do is try to save someone's life. Isn't that person's life just as valuable as yours? So we get that. We got, like I said before, we got an Iris and Ralph moment. Ralph doesn't wanna. He gave up on the case at one point that Iris was trying to encourage him of doing. At the end, they was able to make amends. Ralph was able to make amends to Iris, and he's gonna work on it on Monday. So I take it. Now, I'm not too sure how far that goes, but I take it that. You know what I'm trying to say. I take it that Tuesday they're going to do some sort of a continuity about that, maybe. Well, the Flash in general is continuity. Like, it always based on what happened in the last episode. So that's something about CW shows. Well, I don't know about all CW shows, but for the most part, continuity is their number one thing that they always do. There has never been an episode where it doesn't touch on what happened in the last episode, or something that didn't happen in the season. Like, we always get that. And that's what makes The Flash one of the best shows, if not the best shows, best CW shows, in fact, ever. I have always been telling you guys this. If you follow me on Instagram, or if you follow me on Snapchat, or, you would know for certain that The Flash is one of my personal favorite shows out there, simply because I grew up reading the Flash comic books and everything. So you're now probably going to ask, well, if you grew up watching or reading the Flash comic books, then you would know what would take place in Crisis, and you would know what would take place after Crisis, or you would know that Barry is not going to die, and even everybody knows that Barry's going to die, and he's not dead. Well, let me just touch on that real quick. I think, according to one of the comments, I forgot which issue it was, but I read something quite similar to what I'm about to say. You guys could probably let me know too. I think, I don't want to make this sound like a theory, but then again, it may consider sound like a theory since I said think a lot. So, but I believe that, Barry, the Flash, may end up dying. Remember that scene in season 2, episode Dinosaur Run, or that was the title of the episode, Running Dinosaur. It was previously when they were trying to get Barry was trying to get his powers back, and Zoom needed that for Velocity 9 or 7, something like that. But remember that episode when he just disappeared just like that, and everybody in that room thought that he was dead. That's back when Cisco had his powers. Caitlin, well, she was captured, so she at the time, back when Earth 2 was Earth 2, she was in Earth 2 in Zoom's lair. So yeah, that was that. You know how Barry was disintegrating in that way, similar to, but guess what? He was in the Speed Force. He went right into the Speed Force, so he wasn't dead. Similar to in Crisis, when Barry disappeared. And they even showed that again in this episode. They showed that at the very beginning of the episode too. I was quite surprised, but that was quite a recap. That was the first thing we saw after the recap. So we was able to see that in episode 3. No, not episode 3. Wasn't episode 3? No. Wait. I think it was in episode 3. Yeah. We was able to get that in episode 3. We saw a brief moment of that in episode 4. And I feel like he's just going to be right in the Speed Force. Except he's now not able to get out of the Speed Force. I mean, Cisco will most likely have his powers back because the next episode says breach. Huh. Who else do we know that can breach? Who else do we know that can breach? I mean, we'll get that other dude. That was the father of Gypsy. So, oh man. What is he doing back? I saw the promo of the 5th episode of The Flash. So, yeah. But I'm going to talk about that in a minute, too, now. So, Barry, he disintegrates. He sacrificed himself for the greater good, do all of that. He's dead, but he's not dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's dead, yeah. You're not going to see him, but he's not dead because he would be in the Speed Force. He would be in the Speed Force, and he won't be able to get... and he won't be able to get out at all. So, and he won't even be able to go as far as connecting to something or someone to try to communicate with them in a way, say, hey, I'm fine, I'm in the Speed Force. By then, Cisco will probably try to use his powers, try to probably make some sort of connection with back in season 2 when Barry did that same disintegrating thing when he was trying to get his powers back. So, I need some water. Give me a second, guys. But I just had another idea in my mind, though. Another idea that popped in my mind. And everybody's been saying this, so I'm not really stealing anybody's idea. Everybody's been saying this. Is that there's probably a possibility to where Barry becomes that lightning that struck him in season 1. I don't know how, but perhaps Barry becomes that lightning that gave him that power in season 1. That would be crazy. And if that's true, then I feel, not to say that it's true, unless it is true, but I feel that would be a loophole all over again. Barry's just living his life again and again and again. It's like a loophole. Forever loophole. So, there's that. So, yeah. Now, about the promo for the next episode 5. We was able to get to see Gypsy's father, which I forgot his name. I don't think he ever mentioned his name ever since season 3, because that's when we first saw Gypsy, and then we was able to see the father later on. I think the father made its first appearance in season 4. We got Gypsy in season 3, but we didn't get the father in season 4. And we didn't. I mean, yeah, he had good powers back then. He had the exact same powers as Cisco, and the exact same powers as Gypsy. But as he get older, he just doesn't have the power anymore. But what is he doing back in Earth 1? What happened? Did Gypsy die? If Gypsy died, then wouldn't that what motivate or be like, okay, so I need to get my powers back and X, Y, and Z, you know? So maybe I'm not too sure. Or maybe she didn't die. It doesn't have to do anything with Gypsy, perhaps. Maybe he came back. Oh! Let me look this up real quick. I just thought of something. What if the reason why the father's back is because their world, their Earth, got eliminated? The exact same thing that happened to Earth 2. Like if you saw the last episode of Arrow, episode 1 in fact, the last part of the scene, Earth 2 got demolished. What if that happened to their Earth? Hold on. Let me look at this map real quick. What? Hold on. I gotta first. I gotta hold on. What? I gotta first and foremost. I gotta search out what Earth, is Gypsy's father is in. Earth 19. Okay, Earth 19. Okay. If he's on Earth 19, then let's look at Flash 6 to Earth maps. Because we saw that. We saw that. Hold on. Where is it? Excuse me, man. I'm coming down with something. I don't know. Oh man. Where is it? Where is it? Come on. Maybe I can. Crisis multiverse map. Crisis multiverse map. I need to look at that. I need to take a clear look. So what? Okay, there it is again. Hold on. Give me a second, guys. He's on Earth 19. Earth 19. Let me see something real quick. It doesn't even show Earth 19. Hold on. Okay, I don't need to hear any of that. Hold on. Let me save the image, in fact. That way I can get a better close-up of it. Because I need to see that. That's a good question. What if they're Earth? A comic fanatic would most likely be like, no, that's not true. And here's the reason why. They'll explain why. In fact, I be watching Trey and Tasha's videos, Married to the Real, and I be really paying attention to their theories, and I be paying attention to what Trey have to say. And for the most part, ever since I've been watching the reactions of season 4 and 5, I've been be like, yeah, that does make sense. Maybe that turns out to be true. And half of the time it turns out to be true. I'm like, wow. Come on, the photo's not even. Wow, come on. Okay, you said what season? I said season. What Earth he's on? I'm sorry. He's on Earth 19. Okay, Earth 19. I don't even see a 19. I see Earth 15. Oh, there's Earth 19. And it even says it, Breacher. And we was able to see, okay, so Earth 15 is gone. But it was destroyed in 1986. In Elseworld, when we saw that Flash running, was it? Okay. You guys could probably finish my sentence and be like, yes. And this line is, let me just show you what I'm seeing right here. You guys more or less probably can't even see what I'm seeing, but let me just show you what I'm looking at. Hold on. Give me a second, I apologize. I can't even show you guys because Microsoft, I mean, it doesn't matter. The point being is, if you go to Google and you search up that multiverse map, the Crisis multiverse map, you'll see a lot of things. So if Gypsy's father is on Earth 19, okay, so his Earth 19 is all the way up there, so it doesn't really indicate or show anything. But although that's still a good possibility of their Earth being destroyed. So that's that. So, alright. Well, okay. Her name is Cynthia, by the way. Okay. How old is Gypsy? Oh. Cisco don't have a girlfriend. Keep asking who is Cisco. Google, you guys need to relax. Like, you guys have not watched The Flash at all. But this is about to run up to 30 minutes. But I definitely enjoyed watching The Flash. And I look forward to the next episode of The Flash. I don't know how Cisco's gonna get his powers. Is someone gonna die in this episode? Unlikely. I get like a slim 10%. 10% of anyone dying. Other than the pedestrians and other than the citizens that, what's his name, Bloodlust, Ramsey's killing left and right. Other than that, anyone significant, anyone important, anyone big? No. I don't see anyone dying unless Barry doesn't sacrifice himself. But he has to, and there's no way that they're not gonna die. So I'm gonna end the video here. Anyways, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if there's any videos you would like for me to react to, just comment down below with the link to the video. And by the time, if you actually do want to watch this video, by the time you end up watching this video, I'm in the middle of watching Arrow. So, in fact, no, not even. Being that you would have made it 31 minutes in, if by the time you finish watching it, I would have almost finished reacting to Arrow. Because once I press the upload button, I'm watching Arrow. And I'm making a review of that. So thank you for watching. And I'll see you all later.